You're watching Mugen TV RPG Haven. Experience a fantasy like no other.
Hey guys, it's MugenLord here, and I have a special guest with me. We're going to be talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake, and my special guest is my friend Tommy Taco. If you guys remember him, he done a Mugen TV review of I Am Setsuna, and if you haven't checked out that review, I advise you go check it out, and also make sure you check out his YouTube channel as well. So we're going to have fun with this because it's been a week now. A week has passed already so fast, for the remake of Final Fantasy VII, and a lot of people have a lot of things to say about it. But in this video, we're gonna just have an overall discussion about the things that we like about it, the things that we don't like about it, and then we're going to just wrap it up. We're going to end it off with our opinions about the story. So we're going to just dive right into it. So we're going to start off with our overall opinion. Like, what you think about the game in general? Do you like it, or or how is it to you? Just summarize in a few words.
The game is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Really well put together. Chapters 1 through 17 are very, very well done with slight changes that don't impact the overall story. Chapter 18 is where my concerns arise. Everything else, immaculate. There's some texture problems, but I think that's just the hardware that they're using for the PS4. It's
Yeah.
dated. Came out like 6 years ago. But, yeah, great game. Chapter 18, that's where I get worried.
Yeah, so my opinion too, overall, the game was one hell of an experience. It was one hell of a ride. I loved every last bit of it up until, like you just said too, chapter 18. That's where my concerns for the game, like in the future and the direction of the game, I'm afraid of where it may possibly go. But we'll definitely dig into that in quite a bit. So first, I just want to talk about the overall presentation of the game. Let's talk about Midgard, man. Like, wow, man, Midgard is, oh my god. As a kid, man, I always imagined, what Midgard is like, just playing through the original game. And, even after turning the game off, I always just picture myself in Midgard. But there wasn't much to explore there because it was only like, what? Like 6 hours of gameplay within Midgard,
Yep.
and didn't really have that many sections and stuff like that. So when it came to me just imagining the rest of the scope of Midgard, it wasn't much there. So I had to go lead to my imagination what the rest of Midgard could possibly be like. But in the remake, man, they fully fleshed it out, man. And before I even go deep into that, what do you think about what they had done with Midgard?
I did not like Midgar in the original game. I wanted to leave Midgar. By the time you left Midgar, I was happy. I got tired of it. This game made it very enjoyable to me. You could explore what was around. Yeah, the game is pretty tight quarters, linear, but they filled out the linearity. It gave you
Yeah.
environments to look at. It gave you people talking in the background. There's a lot going on there. There's a story in every little person that you walk by. I
Yes,
did not
dude.
enjoy the
That
original. Loved it in the remake. I
yes,
really enjoyed Midgar.
yes, man. And that's the thing. Like, it seemed like Square Enix had accomplished this is a big accomplishment, a big feat. Where, because like in Final Fantasy 15, like the areas that you explore in that game and the NPCs, a lot of them is like very generic copy and paste, and it's not really much engagement going on with the NPCs and the conversations and stuff. But in this game, as you're walking by, like you can feel the impact that you made, like when you blew up the reactors. The NPCs actually responds
Dude,
to
that
that,
was a beautiful sequence. When the
exactly,
reactor
you know what I'm
blew up and
saying.
you're looking at the fallout, it was like, oh, this is real. You know,
Exactly. So everything that you do as you progress through the story, the NPCs kind of like respond and react to it. You hear what everybody is going through and everything. And I thought that was pretty cool. So you felt like really grounded, in Midgard. And I found myself just walking slow through Midgard, just hearing every last conversation because they felt very interesting. And not just that, every NPC had at least like 3 to 4 like dialogue trees. Like you talk to them once, and they'll say something, talk to them again, and stuff like that. But what's your favorite area, like sector in Midgard?
okay, so my favorite area, this is two different things. My
Mm-hmm.
favorite area is right after the reaction explosion because you're seeing all these people laying on the ground
Mm-hmm.
You know, like some of them died. You know, someone died.
Oh yeah, of
Like,
course.
a lot of people, like there had to have been a lot. That was a big explosion. But
Of course.
just seeing the consequence of what in the original game you thought, oh, we blew up a reactor, you know, oh, it's all willy nilly, no one got hurt. No, in this, people got hurt. Like you have to live with those decisions. My favorite area, that's a hard one, but I
Very
will
hard.
say, I'm gonna have to say Sector 7. I like Walmart,
Sector 7.
but
Mm-hmm.
it took me like an hour and a half to get that entire place like down pat on what each little thing led where.
Yeah.
And I got I don't like, you know, shuffling sequence. And there's too many of them in there. I don't like that. To me, it's an easy development.
Yeah, like the thing is, yeah, as far as my favorite, was it Sector 5 where Aerith lives at? Yeah, Sector 5 slums, that was my favorite area, especially where, you know, once you get there and how all the children was running up to her and everybody say, hey Aerith, like how you doing and stuff like that, and everybody knew who she was, and obviously she helps everybody around, you know, those slum areas and stuff like that, and I really appreciate that, especially when everybody was gathering around the television screen and Scarlet was talking.
Like
yeah,
that, I was just watching the news. I was like, oh my god, they did this. Like, I just want to stand here and hear what this news anchor is BSing with everyone about.
Exactly. And they just did a really good job with that, man. Like, I felt grounded. I felt like immersed to Midgard. I felt immersed in the world, and they really accomplished that. And it's been a long time since I've been immersed in, you know, in a video game, like especially a role-playing game, it felt like a living, breathing world, and I just didn't want to leave. Even after I finished the game, like, man, I just want to go back and just be there and revisit. And the fact is that I'm able to see where, you know, Cloud, Tifa, and Jesse, Biggs, and where they all live and where they rest at. Like, that was never in the original, and to see that, oh man,
it underneath Seventh Heaven for all you knew. Like, you just
put
down on the little arcade machine. It's like, oh look. Which is weird.
Yeah,
don't in this game. I was actually expecting that, but it's like the rest of Midgard is amazing, so I don't care about what's underneath Seventh Heaven. You know.
Exactly. So as far as the visuals, what do you think about like the graphics, the overall, the art style, the art direction, and everything? What do you feel about that?
8 for 2 reasons.
An 8?
The door. The door was terrible. I stood there for 10 minutes, like, okay, is this gonna pop in, or is like. And then, you know, you get things from, you know, a movie where the guy's like, man, you are hard to look at. That was my I thought it was funny. And the flowers. I was like, what is this? Like, they look so much prettier at her house. I don't get this. No, there's some texturing problems. Like, I'm not going to really give them that bad of a rap for that, because it's definitely from the hardwood side, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, the visuals are amazing. The particle effects. You know what? I'm gonna give it a 9 because the particle effects were on point. Oh. They were so sweet looking at it. You know, you just
exactly
away at someone made of metal and their sparks are flying.
Dude,
off. I was like,
oh man, like, yes, dude, it's just crazy. And speaking about those textures, dude, the only texture besides the door, because that's the first like issue that popped up when Tifa takes you over there. You see the door, and it was bothering me. I just kept staring at it, like, okay, when is this this thing's gonna pop up and it's gonna fix itself? But it never did. But the other one was when you first get off the train and you look up at the plate. It's like a big ass JPEG.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few of those, especially when you're climbing the wall to go up to the ship.
Oh yeah.
But it didn't bother me so much because if you actually compare those images that they use as background, how they're kind of grainy, with the way that the world looked in the original, they're grainy like that, and they almost look similar. And to me, I was like, this is either an Easter egg or y'all need to get like Bungie to start developing a skybox.
Yeah.
Like, Bungie's made a lot of mistakes, but they can make a skybox. What?
Yeah,
but
dude.
I liked
it.
It didn't bother me. I laughed at it. I was like, this is like happy for me. I'm happy.
Dude, because it got to the point where I didn't want to scroll the camera up while I was traveling to look at it, because to me it looked so out of place, and I was like, oh dear God, no, I can't look at this. I can't look at this at all. But as far as like the overall art direction, beautiful, man. It felt like I was playing like like when you look at average children, right? You like, man, the visuals to average children is just beautiful. Like, I can't wait to gaming get to this point where the characters actually look like that. To me, Final Fantasy VII Remake is either there or surpassed it.
Oh, it's definitely
Like,
surpassed that.
yeah.
There's actually you can watch our YouTube series inside
Uh-huh.
Fantasy VII Remake. They did
Oh,
a
okay.
emphasis off of Advent Children,
Uh-huh.
but did a way better job. They wanted to go beyond that because that looked good back in the day, but that's not the standard now.
Now, yeah.
So it's better
Dude.
now. And they didn't actually use human, like,
Oh, face models.
capture
Oh, okay.
models off.
Okay.
They just had a guy doing their motion capture, and they created their faces with a program, and then just, you know, mapped it around it.
Around it.
Anyone's likeness, because
Oh, yeah.
taken away from the character.
It definitely would have. It definitely would have. It doesn't work there. It's one thing. Capcom is known for doing it with their games like Resident Evil and Devil May Cry and stuff like that, and that works for that, you know. But Final Fantasy, no. I only they should never capture anybody's face for a Final Fantasy game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they should ever do that. But they've done a good job, man, just bringing these characters to life and the textures and everything, and then the lighting, dude.
Oh, they had their own lighting crew.
Yeah, they had a
The
lighting
whole
team.
Team just exclusively lighting. It was like,
And
here's
you
what
can
we
tell.
made, light it up, and it was like, phenomenal. You just see all the bright lights and the orange lights and the hues and it. It's like, oh man, this is beautiful.
Yes, and how the characters like skin reflects off the light, and how
the
clouds.
light reflection off the sword, the Buster Sword, when it's on
Yeah.
your back, whenever you leave, you see like the different hues bouncing off of that. I was like,
Oh my
what
God.
it looks like in light.
Yeah, dude, they just did a good job. That's why I like. To me, the best areas is when it's at night, when everything is just well lit, and you just see how colorful everything is. Especially when you go to the wall market, and he had all these different kind of lights and stuff like that, and yeah, and I also like when you when especially like when you was at the slum at Seventh Heaven area, Sector 7, and when you wake up from your like the apartment and you first open the door and you see that sunlight just come through. Oh my God, that lighting, man, is just it's just something else, man.
You have to adjust to it too, just like it does in the game. It's like really white and then it kind of fades in, and it's like you're adjusting to it. So
exactly. So we're gonna move on to the gameplay. We're gonna, of course, talk about combat first. Like, now, when they first announced that they were going to do the remake, the first thing that came to my mind is like, how are they going to approach this? Is they going to go turn-based, or are they going to do what they did with Final Fantasy 15 and make this into an action, a role-playing game and stuff? So I was really skeptical, really nervous, and then they first showed us the very, very first trailer before they scrapped it and redesigned the game. And they first showed that little tech, and when they showed the gameplay, I said, oh my God, they're going to the action RPG route with this, not turn-based. And that's when I got nervous, because I didn't like Final Fantasy 15's combat system at all. So what is your thoughts before I even go into mine? I definitely want to hear what do you think about the combat system, and when they first announced that they was ditching turn-based and was going straight this route with it.
I lean more towards action-based, but 15 didn't do it right. There was no type of combos. So, like, you didn't manually put in a combo, you just held a button down there.
Yeah,
that was they didn't know how to do it properly. So I was either hoping they fixed that crap and they did a better job with it, or
right?
Found a hybrid, and I'm not gonna lie, like the way that they did it is perfect.
Yeah.
I don't want to play another Final Fantasy game like going forward that doesn't have a system similar to this, because it scratches the action itch and it gives you the tactic.
Exactly. This game by far is not a button masher.
If you call it a button
and that's why I was
you're playing it either on easy or you're not playing it right. And you can't smash the game on easy. I've done it, but you need to play this.
Yeah, dude. That's what I was afraid of when they first showed the actual combat before they re-scrapped and started over again. I was really nervous. I was like, oh my God, after I played 15, I didn't like 15, and now they're doing it with this game, one of my favorite role-playing games of all time, and it's going this route. I'm saying to myself, oh my God, I'm nervous. Now I'm kind of regretting at that time, I was kind of regretting, like, no, maybe they shouldn't have remade this. They about to ruin my baby and everything. But once I finally got my hands on the demo that they released and the actual game itself, dude, they married the action and they married the turn-based strategy all into one, and it works almost perfectly, dude. Like, it's a lot of strategy. Every enemy has its own patterns. They respond differently, and there's always different strategies in order to, to stagger them and everything like that. So it doesn't feel the same. Every encounter never felt the same.
No, they definitely don't. To me, the way that they made this hybrid, it adds more strategy than the original turn-based, because now you have to worry about positioning.
Yeah, you do.
Hit me, like, because I've tried to cast a lot of spells and they fail. And I learned to, how to strategize around that. It's good. Like, it's fast-paced, especially on some bosses on normal. You really got to think about this. You just can't go in there thinking you're gonna. Oh, I'm just gonna hold down the square button and I'm gonna win. It's like, that's good. Game over screen. That's your reward.
Yeah, exactly. And the strategy itself is the whole ATB system, because the thing is, you have to strategize, like, when to use your ATB. Should you waste it on using a special ability, or should you use it to use an item or to cast whatever material that you have equipped on your character? So you really had to really work it out and strategize that. And then, especially if you depleted everybody's ATB and then you had to heal yourself, but you had to wait till everybody's meter fill back up.
Oh yeah, I always, like, there's one character, didn't, like, whoever it was, depending on the situation, I would get their ATB up to 2 and then use an ability and keep 1 bar full always.
Oh yeah.
In that situation.
Yeah, like, the thing is, like,
their ATB goes away.
Like, the strategy that I had with this game, like, going into the game, once I had Aerith, and Aerith is good. Like, she brings up the stagger meter really fast and stuff. But I more so made Aerith my healer. I didn't put any, like, destructive spells like thunder. Like, I didn't put wind. I didn't put blizzard on her. Oh, I put barrier. I put cure. I put poison up. Anything that heals or restores the status effects and stuff, I put on her. Now, I end up using, which I thought was like I guess the best kept secret, is chakra. I gave chakra to everybody that wasn't Aerith, because that is the type of cure that you can use without wasting any magic points. And then when you max it up, it heals you by 45%. So I'm getting like 1,000 to 2,000 hit points restored without even having Aerith wasting any magic points. So she was always filled with 2 ATB. She was always filled. So whenever I did need to dish out any spells or whatever, she was able to do it and stuff, man. The strategy to this game is just beautiful, man.
She's got, that ward,
oh yeah.
I was like, I didn't even think about using it, because I was like, no, she's just a healer. I don't care about using her weapon.
Dude, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my god.
Is when you cast that ward on one of your players, your other characters, it's not exclusive to that character. You can get your entire party in that one ward, and every spell that they cast on an enemy is double.
Oh my, dude, that would have made my life even easier.
Oh man, I used that and I just took advantage of weaknesses.
Oh my god, dude, because I got Magnify and gave it to Aerith and put it on Cure, so she made sure she can be able to cure everybody at once. But I didn't even use Ward not one time, because I didn't think, like, what could I really do with this? That's why I never touched it.
So I went back and started upgrading everyone's weapons, and I was like, what does this ability even do? I was like, I've been missing out for like 6 hours of this ability.
Oh, dude, that could have made my life even easier. Like better than easy. It was already easy once I realized how good Chakra was. Like, even like if Aerith wasn't around, or if everybody was in a tight spot where no one had the ATB to be able to throw out a quick cure, but if that one individual who's in danger had ATB, chakra real quick, and then fill your life, like almost completely or whatever. So that, like, I was going through bosses and not wasting much HP at all because of the whole chakra. But now you're talking about the ward. When I do my second playthrough, I'm definitely.
Oh, you're gonna need
definitely.
It on hard.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You're definitely gonna need to be using that and abusing it.
Oh my god.
Hard mode's
Oh
not
man.
fun. It's hard.
Oh, it's definitely.
It's hard.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. I'm definitely gonna try it because my brother DX Strike is doing his second playthrough and he's going through hard in order to give that a try as well. But the weapon system, which is new to Final Fantasy VII because it was never in the original, I also found that pretty good. I liked it. Now it kind of like encourages you to pretty much try every weapon to get that special ability so you can be able to keep the ability.
Encouraged you because your previous weapon was crap compared to
Yeah.
the new one. But being able to upgrade anything and have your the specific one you like, because I roll with Buster Sword most of the game. But
I beat the game with the Buster Sword. Yeah.
The proficiencies, which their answer to all the different limit breaks that the original had. So they took some of those and put them on the weapons. So those were your special attacks instead of just hacking away at the enemy with your ATB.
Yeah.
These awesome abilities, especially the edge or whatever. Do like 8,000 damage per hit almost, depending on the thing you use it. I was like, whoa, that's some damage.
Yes, definitely some damage,
Cloud
dude.
kept 2 ATBs. He's like, love him, bud. I saw ATB boost on that guy, and I'm like, you're gonna kill some.
Yeah, man. Like, oh man, like the strategy around it, and then getting the different weapons, getting the proficiencies, and just using your points, your AP points, to be able to pretty much customize your weapon. And like I said, I beat the game just with the Buster Sword. I love. I hate dude. The moment I got
wound up, and then he just swung, I was like, alright, I'm gonna give it to you on this one. I think the weapon itself is dumb, but that was pretty cool.
Yeah. The moment I got the moment I got the baseball bat, I went straight to I want proficient this real quick so I ever don't have to use it ever again.
I was like, like really, the bat is gonna be better than the sword. It's just got
like dude, that's crazy.
That's
so
of Final Fantasy.
Well, of Final Fantasy, yeah, that makes sense. So now we're gonna talk about like the questing itself, the exploration and the questing. Like how do you feel about the whole questing system?
Some of the side quests I didn't like. Cloud has a perfect dialogue at the end of the cat one, where it's like, "Screw this." I was like, "That's exactly how I feel about this quest," and I think they knew that that's what it was going to be like. So I felt like there was either too little. I wanted to feel more like a mercenary. So I wish that there were some more open areas in the game itself.
Right.
That way you could go out. It's almost like you're either, hunting someone, like a gang of bandits. I wish they had like a bounty board like that. And that could... it's like, oh, there's some bandits making a ruckus over there by the graveyard. Go deal with them. But some of the quests I felt were not redundant. They just didn't need to be there. And I also thought it aggravated me every time I wanted to go talk to Moggy because I don't like little slime things. It was cool 5 years ago. Now you have 30 of them in one game. It's not cool anymore. But, yeah, I like the quest. I like being able, because I felt more like a mercenary. It flushed out like Cloud's memories of wanting to be a mercenary. I'm gonna put. I ain't gonna go too into that, but I liked it. It could definitely improve in the next.
Oh yeah, most definitely. When it comes to role playing games, when it comes to quests, I always skip. Most of the time when I play through an RPG, I hate quests because most of the time it has you going on a run around or whatever like that, and sometimes most quests doesn't pay off or whatever like that. But in this game, since I enjoyed the combat so much and I enjoyed the locations and the environments, it kind of like, oh man, I do want to play some of this because I like the combat and stuff like that. And as I was playing through it, like you said before, it didn't feel redundant. Every quest felt different in a way. It wasn't like a repeat or a rehash. Like most like RPGs I played through is always, oh, get this, get that, or it seemed like a copy and paste of the same thing. But in this one, every quest did feel different, even though some like, oh man, like, do I really need to do this or whatever? But at the end of it, it does give you like a story sequence, and it does fleshes out Cloud or whoever you have in your party a bit or whatever like that. So I guess that can be the reward. You get some more character development and stuff. And yeah, they either throw you an item or they throw you like some material or a weapon or something like that. So, at least it was worth your time if you did decide to, do the quest rather than most RPGs I played in the past, especially like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is one of my favorite role-playing games on the Nintendo Switch. But the thing I hated about that, it was so many quests in that game. and I didn't do all of them, and it took me 80 hours to beat the game. But it was so many quests, most of them felt so redundant. And then is once you meet your target, you turn in the quest and say, "Oh, you're not done yet. You have to go talk to somebody else," and then it just wasn't worth it. But this, yeah. So this one, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was and everything. I thought it was pretty cool.
To me, if you're gonna make good
Now,
side quests, have good dialogue. That's
yeah,
the reward. That's what I like about Witcher 3 side quests. The dialogue.
yeah,
So they're headed in the right direction with that.
yeah. They definitely headed in the right direction. But the last topic we're going to talk about, geez, here we go. We're going to talk about the overall, like the ending. Like, this can go all day, but we already 25 minutes in. We're going to try to do 5 more minutes to make it 30 minutes or whatever. But how do you feel about that ending? I already did a video about it, so if you guys haven't checked it out and you watching this video, and if you already played the game, you beat the game already, you can go check that out. I'll post that in the card above. But Tommy, what do you feel about the ending?
Both hopeful and very worried. Very worried. It was good until the Arbiters of Fate. And then I was like, well, what the hell is this? I'm fighting a god of destiny? Like, I mean, I understand you gotta make this game feel like a standalone game, like it's its own game all in and of itself, but we just made a pretty badass robot that like Shinner was controlling. Like, we just kill the guy, like, just soup him up, make him a better boss.
Yeah.
Sephiroth shows up way too early. Shouldn't have fought him. Maybe he shows up and smacks some people around, but you shouldn't have fought him.
Exactly.
Through the fight, he just like beats the heck out of you, and that's it. But suddenly, Red 13 can understand visions of the future. I don't get that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
he did mention that. Yeah, he did mention. Yeah, he did mention that Aerith. The moment Aerith touched him. It gave him.
Though, whenever he touched him, he sees him. And I'm like, suddenly Red 13's got all this insight. It's like, oh, this is what will happen in the future if we fail here today. And I'm like, how do you know that? No one else has been able to ascertain this except for a dog beast thing that, by lore, you're still a kid. Like, I mean, he wasn't that intelligent in the original. He wasn't this all-seeing thing. He was, he was going through his adolescent years.
Yeah.
He was like their answer to the kid of the RPG game. Because the RPG's got that younger.
The little punk.
But, the unknown journey will continue is what's gotten me worried. I think I could see them. I don't know why they even show Zack. Doesn't make any sense because obviously an alternative reality because of the dog and everything. I think it's dumb. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I want them to. Zack's my favorite character, but the reason is because of the mystery behind it. Give some insight onto him in the 3rd installment. And you start finding out who this guy is, and that Cloud isn't necessarily who he says he is.
Right.
But why? Why was that there? I don't get that. That was dumb. It was unneeded. The game's still great. Still holding out hope. But that's got me super worried. If they change too much in the second one, I won't even play any of the other games going forward. I'll stop right there. I'll be like, I'm gonna go boot up my PS1, and I get it. It's like, oh, you can play the original. People wanted a remake not because they wanted the story changed. That's
exactly.
That's like saying remaster this game, and then they go in there and they change a bunch of stuff. It's like, it's amazing. It's like, no, that's not what a remaster is. It's not even necessarily what a remake is. That's a reboot. Or a sequel. Like, this is like it's making itself out to be. In the Inside Final Fantasy video they did on YouTube, they clearly stated that, or Katase said, we were very careful with how we named this because we didn't want people thinking it was a sequel. So we ultimately went with remake. I'm like, oh. So that's got me hopeful that maybe this isn't a sequel, but it still kind of feels like it might be more of a reboot. And remake isn't what you should have put. You should have called it a reboot.
Dude.
We'll see what happens.
That's all we can do, and I think that's what. I think the only thing that they accomplished, that Kitase, Nomura, and it's just the team in general accomplishes, it has everybody talking. Everybody is like speculating. got all these crazy theories, which I'm going to my brothers and I got a theory which me and my brothers are going to do in another video or whatever. But it got everybody talking. It definitely has me talking, and I'm still thinking about it till right now. Since I beat it, I'm still thinking about it, like where is this exactly going to go? Because I think in also in a sense, when they went about developing this game and they was doing it in parts or whatever like that, I seen this as like how they do the MCU, where they in one MCU movie they try to throw in a bunch of stuff to set up the next part, and throwing Sephiroth in there first, showing Zack, and since this is its own thing, its own game, they want to try to throw in all these elements to try to set up for the next part, which I just thought it made everything much more convoluted. Because yes, I know who Zack is, yes, I know who Sephiroth is, but a new player that's going in, I know they looking like, yo, like who the hell is Sephiroth? Like, we see this guy popping up, you know, Torment and Cloud in his head and stuff, but then you throw in Zack, and I know everyone is probably like newcomers, like, yo.
By the way.
Oh yeah, I hate the voice too. I don't know what they was thinking with that.
English dub, in my opinion. I'm like, this is terrible. My dad doesn't even play games, and I showed him. He was like, that voice sounds weird. And then I showed him Crisis Core. He's like, oh, that sounds a lot better. I was like, yeah, well, that guy's voice.
I don't know what that direction as far as the voice is concerned for Zack. I have no idea. But now, like, players who are new to the series I know they had to be confused. Like, yo, who the hell is this guy that looked like Cloud? He has the busted sword like Cloud. What is going on here? And I just
the desert. What is this?
Yeah. So I just thought that was just like poorly executed. If you're going to throw Sephiroth in there, you know, at the beginning, which I just thought they shouldn't have did that to begin with. But if you are going to do that, should have executed Sephiroth much better and establishing him a little bit better. And then throwing in Zack without any like real context of what's really going on, which seemed like a report out of Nomura's playbook. Every time in Kingdom Hearts they introduce a new character without context, you like, who the hell is this? And you asking more questions and nothing's being answered. Yeah. And I feel as though that's how I felt with the throwing Zack in there, you know?
I felt like when Sephiroth got introduced early on, that should have been Cloud, because remember, he's in the flower bed and he's talking to himself, and then suddenly it's Sephiroth talking to him. It's not Cloud. That's how it been introduced. Because then you're halfway through the game, you're like, whoa, who's that guy?
Yeah.
And then it goes on from there. And I felt like that would have been a good point to maybe start hinting at him. But early on, it's like, why was Cloud even imagining himself talking to himself? Like in the original game, there was no point to that. There's no build up. I was like, oh, he's talking to himself. Yeah. Now he's Sephiroth. Oh, then why was it leaning at you?
Yeah, and Kitase said in a recent interview the reason why he decided not to hide Sephiroth, and he admitted that in the original game the reason why he wanted to do that, he said he was inspired by the movie Jaws, where in Jaws you seen, like, you heard of that this shark is attacking and is killing people, but you never see the shark, and he always kept throwing in like sequences to build up that anticipation and make him feel. Exactly, and that's the approach they went with. He was inspired by Jaws to do that with Sephiroth in Final Fantasy VII, the original version, which it was still been fine. He said the reason why he put him in the remake from the start is because everybody know who he is. It doesn't matter. New players still wouldn't know who he is. Yes, new players can look on the internet and see this guy, but they still wouldn't know who Sephiroth is. And the best thing about the original was, all you knew at the beginning was that Sephiroth was a war hero who died in the incident. That's all you knew about this guy, and that's the story that Shinra had made for this person. And as the game began to progress, especially when you went to Shinra and President Shinra died, and you go up to his office, you see the katana in his back, the Masamune in his back. You're like, oh my god, like who's this? And Cloud said Sephiroth, but no one else. And Tifa was already petrified, because it takes her back to what happened in Nibelheim, but everything was still a mystery. Everything, and then they throw him out in the front. You know, in this game, I'm like, why did they do that? Like, oh man, like I can go on all day about that, but we'll definitely want to get into another discussion if we're going to just go through a whole thing, coming up with theories and everything about this. But that pretty much wraps up this. Wow, we 34 minutes.
Man, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, dude! Like, I knew this was gonna happen anyway. Like, we're just so passionate about Final Fantasy VII, But I just want to let everybody know that me and Tommy Taco, we don't hate the game.
No, I love it.
I love the game.
9 out of 10. I loved it.
I love the game. If you haven't seen my non-spoiler review, definitely go check that out. But I just want to let you guys know that we love the game. And in my opinion, despite how the game ended and what I felt about the ending, I think this may be my game of the year. Like, because passion was put into this game, down to the visuals, the combat system, just the overall structure and the presentation. It was just top notch, and it was one hell of a roller coaster ride from the beginning all the way to the end. And I believe this is maybe my game of the year.
There were some emotional scenes.
Oh yeah, dude, exactly. There was a few times where I actually held my tears. I actually held my tears back in a lot of few situations when it came to this game or whatever like that, because it just took me back to when I was a kid, when I was in 4th grade. Because this game was released when I was in 4th grade. It took me back to that time, man, and what I was doing in that, during that time period as a kid or whatever like that. And oh man,
friends today because of that game.
Oh,
Just
dude,
one
man.
friend in particular, if I wouldn't have met him, I wouldn't have met 8 other friends that I call my best friend. All because of that.
Wow, man. Yeah, man. So it done a lot, but that pretty much wraps up this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. We're definitely going to have more discussion videos related to other games besides Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I think this is the hottest topic to talk about because, man, it still got me talking. It still got me thinking about this game. My brothers and I, every night since we beat the game, still talking about this, still coming up with theories and stuff like that. But overall, man, this game was just beautiful, man. It was one hell of an experience. But make sure you check out Tommy Taco's YouTube channel. I'll post that in the link in the description below. You can go hit him up. He also stops by my Discord every once in a while. So if you run into him on Discord as well, you can go check him out and talk with him there. But that wraps it up. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified for anything related to Final Fantasy VII Remake and Square Enix in general. This is MugenLord and
Tommy Taco.
signing off. See you Game Fiends later. Peace out. It looks like you reached the end of the video. Well, while you're at it, check out some of my other discussion videos by clicking on the annotations below. And don't forget to follow me on other social media platforms to stay up to date with future content. Signing off.